Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for a review on Rexy herself from Jurassic Park, 1/35th scale, made by W Dragon. It's been out a few years, but it hasn't aged a day. It's amazing. I only discovered this company very recently, and then soon discovered on YouTube this piece, and had a look on eBay, and there was one selling from someone in the UK, same country as me, for a good price, and it looked like it was in great condition, which it is. And he was a top dude, and here this piece is now. I absolutely am blown away by it. The sculpt, the paint, nothing moves. It's a statue, but so satisfying to look at this. It's just absolutely awesome T-Rex from that classic film. Now, at the time, I don't think W Dragon were licensed to do the Jurassic Park stuff, but clearly that's what this is. But later on they did acquire the license, and the Indoraptor that I have coming from them very soon, pretty sure that's officially licensed. And they've done, various others over the years. But there's some really impressive stuff out there, folks, if you're into Jurassic Park as far as collectibles go. Not just the Mattel stuff and the easily acquirable stuff. There's some really, you start digging deep and discovering all these different companies. Some truly amazing work going on out there. I haven't even scratched the surface. I hope you enjoy this review, folks. Drop a like on it for me, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. This is the box. That's the logo there for W Dragon. And this is the one I have. I noticed one of the other boxes for this was a black and white image, I think. So I'm not sure exactly what the situation was there, but just in case you decide to go after the very one that I'm showing you here. It does look quite black and white there, but I'm just looking around the camera for a minute just to double check. It is actually a color picture, but it's quite muted, quite faded. And that is the one I have. Alright, I'm going to show you from a few different angles. Do love the eyes on this piece, and the wet areas, that should be wet, look wet. Good job on the teeth. They look nice and sharp. Now, they're not quite as good as like the Rebor T-Rexes. You got the Killer Queen double, you got the plain version and the jungle version. I have the plain version, reviewed that on the channel already. The jungle version is on the way. It's been a long time coming, that one. Had to get the jungle version as well, especially after recently watching Lost World again. But just a beautiful sculpt. Absolutely stunning. I'll get a turning on the rotating base for you now, and you can check out all the angles as she turns. But as everyone else has already said on YouTube, this is something that will not disappoint. Although a lot of those videos are when it was released, and they're about 4 or 5 years old, maybe even 6 years old, I'm not sure, but this is one of the few 4K videos on this piece now on YouTube. Maybe the only one, I'm not sure, but I'll make sure to get all the angles for you, and I'll put in a nice backdrop in a minute, and you can really appreciate the detail on it. Here's that classic view from the front when it's looking at you, and pupils are painted in a good position. Very nice pose. I like that it's a little bit more upright at the front, because a lot of the stuff I have, the T-Rexes are kind of leaning forward, quite low down. I'm thinking of the two Rebors, the jungle and the plain Killer Queens, which I love. It's very hard to top those two, but I'm just glad that this one is a little bit more upright. It's nice. Look at that. It looks a bit like the maquette, that was presented to Steven Spielberg and Stan Winston and his team working on it. I'm not an expert on that, but it certainly looks like that kind of pose that the original maquette they were working on. That's a really nice angle to display it from. That's probably what I'll do. I just wish I could have the lighting the way it is on the desk here in order to make it look like that. You got to try, and plus you got the lights on the ceiling, so it's got a nice amount of light coming from behind it. The other side, it kind of gives it a nice cinematic kind of glow. And then they've got other lights strategically kind of around to try and catch the eyes and the teeth. but it certainly doesn't need all that to make it look amazing, but it's what I do. Before I get a turn in on the rotating base, I was just taking some pictures from this angle. I thought it'd look really nice, so get some of it on camera and stick it in the review. Just absolutely stunning piece. One of my favourites. I know I haven't seen half the ones that are out there, but I know this would always be one of my favourites no matter what I have. Just something about this one. The colouring, the pose, the attitude of it, the presence, and the manageable scale. It's a decent size, but not going to be a problem to display. Get a look at her turning on the rotating base. Appreciate all the details as she turns around. Look at the muscles in the back of the legs there. She's got some stems. That'll get her from A to B. I love the kind of rib effect you can see in the side of the body there. Satisfactory paint job. I mean, you know, I can give the paint job an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe an 8 out of 10. It's very, very good. But you could definitely go in if you were up to the task, and you could go in and add more paint details to the head, the neck and the chest there. All of it really could maybe just do a little bit more work. Maybe one day I've been thinking about it since I, purchased it. I mean, I could see in the reviews it looked fantastic, but I did look at it and think, well, when you compare it to the real, the huge puppet animatronic that they were using in the movie, there's some pretty good pictures of that, and there's definitely some little details missing as far as the paint goes, but still an absolutely stunning 1/35th scale statue of a Rexy from the original Jurassic Park. Alright, now let me get the background out, get it looking all cinematic, and we'll wrap it up. It's a statue, so there's not really much to do with it other than just show you all the angles and tell you how I feel about it. Alright, and here is Rexy in front of a nice background. It's the size of a Detolf shelf. You get them on eBay. Do need to get me some more kind of jungle looking ones for future dinosaur videos, but they really do enhance the reviews. Really sets the scene. Yeah, this is a really nice display option. I found this framed poster randomly in my local Lidl supermarket, and that kind of mystery aisle that they have where every week they just have different random stuff. They also had a Jaws one and a Back to the Future one, but I settled on the Jurassic Park after some standing there scratching myself thinking, what should I do? Do regret not getting the Jaws one, because I recently got into a bit of a Jaws phase, and I really regretted not getting that one. But once they're there, and if you don't get them while they're in, that's it, they're gone apparently. I asked the staff and they said nope, no more framed posters. But you can see the two raptors down the end. It's a really cool poster. I had to get this one. I just really like the silhouette of the T-Rex here, but it would look really cool in the display on the shelf if I could work this framed picture into that display. I think it enhances the piece here. I've got other ideas as well. I'll let you in on that when the time comes. There's a few other kind of accessories on the way for a Jurassic Park display. Well, another short and sweet review, folks. No need to prattle on for half an hour on this one. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I do like myself a nice long review that I can settle down and watch, but I've got so much on my plate at the moment, I've got to keep them short and sweet. But final thoughts and a score out of 10. I'm going to give this, I'll give it a 9. Beautiful pose, absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Just think there's a few details missing when it comes to paint application. Could have been a little bit stronger in certain areas. I may tackle that myself in the future, and if I do, you can bet I'll show you on the channel. But other than that, I mean, an absolutely fantastic, I'm not going to say essential because there's so many choices when it comes to Rexy from the original film. There's so many companies doing amazing stuff. So I mean, but I chose this one out of many options, and I'm very glad I did. And it could be an interesting project in the future, like I say, with the paint, or if I leave it the way it is, I'm perfectly happy with that. Nothing bugs me about it. But it is what it is. If you know what it should look like, then you realise that there's a few little markings here and there that could be added. But I still highly recommend it, and I hope you've enjoyed the review. Let me know what you think in the comments. Plenty more videos on the way, and let's have a great October. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I'll see you real soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.